I'm going to be showing you different ways that you can level up your battle pass through playing, and also how you can be efficient with your money so that you don't necessarily overspend and you get exactly what you're looking for, and stuff like odds and stuff like that. So just to start off with the real basics of spending money, is the mega bundle is way better value, and when you're purchasing levels, purchase 24 levels at a time, because that's like the most efficient with like money if you are leveling up. Now the thing is with spending money, there's always a point of where there's a discounted bundle that it's only one per account, and last year it was like I think it was 24 levels and you got 3 or 4 treasures for free with it, and it might have been like 15% cheaper. I don't know, I can't remember the exact thing, but there's always one of those every year. So waiting for that period and just keeping track of what's following Dota and like the battle pass as a whole, it'll probably come maybe a month before TI, somewhere in that period. But one really important thing is that you don't buy the level that you want, because you can earn levels directly from playing. One of the best ways is through wagers, so you get a number of points each week, and it's essentially encouraging you to come back to the game and play a certain amount of matches every week. Make sure that you use all your major tokens, and it's a really good way of leveling up. The other way is tokens, or where they're the same, they act the same, but they're limited use, so you only get a certain amount, and the higher level your compendium, the more you unlock. Now the thing is with tokens is that it's really important to use them. Last year I really struggled to get my last few tokens out. I think I had some left over even. So it's important to use them early on, and you're better off to spend all of your tokens rather than having any left over near the end. You might not even have time to play when it comes to August, so it's important just to use them up. Don't hold on to them or hoard them. You also have achievements, and some of them are super easy, like voting on the Arcana. You gain some levels as well from opening chests, because there's like achievements for it. But there's also, what a lot of people will forget, is that there's more achievements coming in the future. They're going to be centered around the Unhollow, the Silk Breaker for this year, which I'm like kind of interested in. And the other thing is the Collector's Cache, which is like this special chest that also comes out. I think it's like a week before the international, I can't remember exactly, but it's somewhere around there. And if you're planning on buying those chests, there's also achievements for them. The next thing is that there is team challenge tokens. This is a new thing, and what you do is you go as a party of 5 and you queue for a match, and the match is like at a disadvantage of you. You can gain more MMR, but you also gain 250 battle points. It's only 250, so it's not a lot. Playing like 4 matches to gain 1 level is not the most efficient thing out there, and this stuff like wagers and tokens will bring you up on levels much faster. Now the other thing is that if you are leveling up your account with like purchasing levels directly, it's important to do it early on, because you're going to get more wager points and more tokens, and essentially you have more points you can potentially win by directly playing the game. So by playing the game directly, the most you could earn last year was around 200 to 250. This year's battle pass is very similar, and I would assume it's something around the same. The new thing that they also introduced was tipping, which was there last year, but now you can earn more tips the higher level your compendium is. Some people are gonna benefit from, if you're naturally like get a lot of commends in your matches, it'll transfer over. Like literally being a nice player is going to get you some more battle points, so do like take that into consideration. You only get 10 tips per week, so even playing with your friends and tip each other is relatively a good idea. Now one thing that a lot of people are going to forget about is the Fantasy League. So this happens during the international, and even if you don't get that many levels on your account, it's very easy to get a very good score in the fantasy points by just doing the cards every single day. And it's essentially like a fantasy league. If you're familiar with like fantasy football or something like that, you essentially just pick out the players and just throw up a team. If you're in the top 10% of people who have the battle pass, you get a free 16 levels. 16, that's a lot for something that's really easy to do. Just click a few buttons, and this, like last year I did it, and it's super easy. Even if you only have like 100 levels or less, you can easily get to the top 10, because top 10%, because again, so many people forget to put in a single day of the week that they forget to put in a match. So really important to keep up with that and like focus very heavily on it, and like the deadlines follow around it. And it's just interesting as well because you can keep track of like what's going on at the international, how players are performing. There's also predictions for the pro circuit, so this is also lying into tournaments that are happening between now and leading up to the international. I think there's 2 or 3 majors coming up before it, so like there's a lot of tournaments and you can do these predictions online, but you can go onto this website and do your predictions there. So again, just like following pro Dota is going to help you as well leading up and to TI and during TI. So going on to the rewards, so some of the stuff that people are really looking forward to unlocking is the terrain, and it looks really nice, but it's really has similar flaws to what happened with the Dark Reef terrain last year. So it's really over the top and it's really hard to understand the fog of war, and you kind of see that it's really hard to tell like what parts are the high ground, which parts are trees. And the only advantage is that you can kind of see when you're going through the tree lines, like over near the sides of the map, you can kind of move around the terrain a little bit easier. It's not really pay to win in any sort, but I would think it's more so pay to lose. If I was playing a ranked match, the thing that I would have trouble with the most is doing really simple stuff like cutting down trees. That was a really big thing that I struggled with, and even eating the right trees with tangos. It's something that you might not notice that much of as a beginner player, but it's really going to hinder your ability to understand fog of war if you are trying to like grasp the game a little bit better. The new creep models are a nice addition in my opinion, and the chat wheel stuff is pretty good, but a lot of the good sounds are unlocked at pretty high levels. You're talking like, I think level 392 is where a lot of the good voice lines are from. Riley's wheel is there too, which is not a new thing, but for people who've never tried it before, it's literally just gives you a bunch of common sets that a lot of people already have. A lot of these sets that you end up getting are worth like 10 to 30 cent, not that much. When it comes to actual chests, opening them, and you're thinking about like buying more and more, the odds that are out there, that like I've been talking to people who have like level 1000 compendium, and they're pretty much saying that the rare is 1 in 20, a very rare is 1 in 30, and an ultra rare is 1 in 40. Now these are estimates, but I would assume something similar. I had to open around 15 or 16 treasure ones just to get a rare, so that 1 in 20 odds is roughly around similar to what I got. Now the other thing that exists is the Underhollow exclusive sets, which are unlocked only by playing through gameplay. It'll probably be kind of grindy, similar to Silkbreaker, and unlocking style 2 will definitely be grindy. You'll have to play a lot of games, but as I mentioned earlier, you can earn like points through tipping and stuff like that, but you can also earn points through playing this game mode, which will give 350 to 2000 battle points, which is 2000 battle points is 2 levels. I don't know how easy it'll be to get these. It might be just random drops. Yet when you are leveling up your compendium, what's really important is the power levels. Where is the point of where I get the most value for your money? Well, the first one, like the most primary one, is level 375. Now this is a pretty high up one. You're gonna have to spend around like €100 or something like that to get it. So what you end up getting is 10 immortal chests. And the chests, again, like, it's really important to understand that if you do want to save money on these chests, you don't have to buy them immediately. They go on sale at the 9th of January, which is really important, because a lot of these immortal sets, when they come out on the market, they end up only being like €1 or €2. Some of the unpopular heroes, like if you look at Ancient Apparitions set, kind of crappy, but it'll end up being about 30 cent in the market when it comes out. Whereas if you look at the Terrorblade Immortal, it looks a lot nicer, the heroes picked a lot more. Again, it's as well as the fact that it's a core hero, it's going to probably be around €3 to €5. And the other thing is the ultra rares, they're available on the market immediately, so you can go and buy them right now. But the worst time to possibly buy them is in the first 2 to 3 days. Right now the PA Immortal, which is ultra rare, is €72, which is really crazy. And if you ever look at the markets of any of the previous immortals that like were in the ultra rare, their price goes down by about 50 or 60% after the first 2 to 3 days. And after the international is over, just like as the Immortal 2s come out as well, like the price starts to go down a bit over time. and if you wait like 6 months down the road, when the hero is not in the meta anymore, you're going to get it really, really cheap. The Slark Immortal, which came out last year for Treasure 1, was €50 on day one, and then after like about 3 or 4 days, it went down to about €35. And there, like 1 month ago, it went down to like €10-15. So it's not even like worth your while to buy them immediately. And if you are able to wait the time of 6 to 8 months, you're going to get these things way, way cheaper. And especially when it comes to the amount of treasures that you get, the treasure 3s and treasure 2s are more rare. And if there's an immortal in the treasure 3, if you're not willing to level up your battle pass that much, you just get like the mega bundle and maybe like the discounted bundle later on. You're gonna be best value is just to wait until they come out in the market in January and just buy the ones that you're interested in. Like, not joking, if you're able to wait your patience and like don't believe the hype, you're gonna save money on that. Now also, the other thing that you're able to do, if you are buying a lot of levels, you're going to be getting duplicates, so you're able to recycle, and selling them may not actually be worth your while either. It ends up being, if you're like going to level 1000 for example, you would have a lot of duplicates. You're going to have so many duplicates, it'll take you so long to put them all up in the market, and recycling them gives you 2 levels. It's not really great value either way. The value of these immortals in general is not great afterwards, because so many people buy the battle passes nowadays